If you're tired of hearing the same old basic mindset and motivational fluff talk, you've come to the right show. Welcome to Project Me with Tiffany Carter, the podcast, where we dish on everything from managing that crazy brain of yours to manifesting abundance to my straightforward, actionable steps that will make you major money online. Now, I'm not your typical multimillionaire entrepreneur. It takes a small village to keep my anxiety and depression in check. I'm inherently disorganized with an intense obsession with office supplies. Your girl here is a digital marketing content expert who's generated over $200 million in sales. I promise by tuning in twice a week, you will get a much needed refreshing dose of truth, clarity, and cash making advice. Now let's get to it. What up, my people, my posse, my fellow crazies? I'm your host, Tiffany Carter, and this is part 3 of our brand new special money mindset series. And today's focus are the simple actions of creating limitless abundance in your life. I need to give you a cautionary disclosure. I'm probably even going to cry saying it. I am highly, highly emotional today. It's my mom's birthday as I'm recording this, and my longtime listeners know that story. And those of you who are new to me, my mom is my only living relative. She is a covert narcissist. I have been, no contact with her. There's a lot of shenanigans, I guess we could say, that are going on that I can't even make up, like Lifetime movie stuff that really escalated earlier this year. And there's just extra grief there. And I wasn't going to come on here and be fake. I need to record this because I have a trip and I want to record this. You guys are my people. Like, we get each other. And I want you to hear in real time that this stuff is hard. We run businesses, we go after our dreams, we kind of try to keep ourselves together, and life goes on and there's crap that goes on. And it's very easy to use life and all the dramas and all the crap that happens as an excuse to pause, put our dreams on hold, take our foot off the gas. I'll do it next month. I'll do it next year. Maybe now's not the right time. This feels like too much for me. There's always going to be something, you guys. There will always be something that comes up. And what's very interesting is when you actually decide to go for that next level, to go do the damn thing, to start the business. Maybe it's to launch a new program or start a podcast, or you want to go for the millions. You're like, okay, like I get what the thousandaire status feels like. I want millionaire status. When you make that commitment to doing it and that decision, you're doing the damn thing, inevitably you're going to get tested and life stuff is going to be thrown at you. Maybe you get sick. Maybe there's drama with your kid. Maybe there's family stuff. I've had an array of things happen with clients where they actually got fired and they didn't want to stay working there. That's why they hired me, so they could create another source of income and doing something that actually fulfills them and inspires them and gives them the freedom where they can create their own schedule, and then they get fired. And so it's a test, and that's the kind of stuff that's going to happen. But not showing up regardless for what you're creating and the life and the lifestyle and the legacy money and the freedom and the options that you want to create for yourself and your loved ones. Not showing up regardless is the reason why you're repelling the abundance. That's why the abundance seems so far away, because you have evidence of abundance. I know you do. Maybe you had one launch that went well, or you had a couple great months, or you're already making like great money, and your brain's telling you, well, you should just be happy with that. You didn't go into creating a business or starting a business just to be happy with okay. You wanted true game-changing cash, because if your business is making, you're in the millions, that means you're helping the millions. That's really why I know a lot of you want that. Not to say you don't want all the luxuries and the things that come with it, but you know that as your business grows and you make more money, there's more things that you can do with it, but you have to first commit to showing up regardless. And I wanted you to see evidence of that today. I can't orchestrate how I'm feeling. It truly is divine timing. It's my mom's birthday. I booked a last minute trip. I need to record this. And what was I going to do? I could have said, okay, you know what? I've done 2 podcast episodes a week for years. I have the right to not have episodes go out for a week. I have the right to have episodes not go out for a month, and I probably wouldn't lose anything from it. But that's a slippery slope when we start letting ourselves kind of off the hook in that way. And I'm not saying there aren't unique circumstances, but I've had deaths, I've had surgery, I've had meltdowns, and I still manage to do it. So if my crazy ass manages to show up regardless, so can you. And you've really not been. You show up mostly. Maybe your mind's even tricking you to believe that you really are doing all the things and it's not working, and it seems to come so easier for everyone else. And the money seems to come easier for this person in my industry and that person I see online and this person in my business or that person in my company. What am I missing and what am I doing wrong? Well, the simple act of you committing, and you can recommit to yourself at any time. You can do it right now with me, to showing up until it works, to showing up regardless and doing the stuff that terrifies you. You kind of holding back, and your brain will lie to you, making you feel like you're doing all the things. Yet, are you really going all in? Have you invested, for example, in a high-level business coach like myself, or even applied for my unique 6-month ProjectME mastermind experience? Or do you get in resistance with that because that would be the most money you've really invested in yourself and your business, and that sounds scary, and maybe there's a workaround, and maybe I could do this thing first and try that thing first. Oh, and maybe I'll wait until I'm making more, or I'm at this certain level, or I have more programs that are launched, or I'm further along. Your brain is manipulating you, and my brain does it. It's cunning, baffling, and manipulating. That's why we can't do this stuff alone. You cannot get to the millions alone. Can you get to thousandaire status alone? You can. It's not going to be cute. It's going to feel lonely. You're going to lose your mind, but you absolutely can. I've done it. And a lot of people who come to me and apply to my programs have done it, and they're on the brink of burnout. They're resenting their business. They're tired. They're trading so much time for money, and they love what they do, but they don't love the setup, because there's no freedom in that setup. And that's what, especially my 6-month mastermind is designed, is to give you your freedom of time back. So you have more time to create other programs and scale and help a higher volume of people. So I'll be teaching you guys my offer stacking inside there. So why my mastermind is unique, and the applications are going to be closing soon, by the way. So you can swipe up, and that link to apply is inside the show notes, or you can go to projectmewithtiffany.com/mastermind. We're starting probably 3rd week of September is where I'm looking for us to have our first exciting kickoff call. Why my mastermind is unique is it's not just a bunch of people getting together, rah-rahing, and you can do it. Yeah, of course that's going to happen naturally, that you're going to have that beautiful support. But no, we're accomplishing things. We're going after the millions. What you will be learning in here from myself, my ProjectME dream team, and any experts I feel I need to bring in to really help get you guys to execute and have this happen. Because if you don't have this fresh cash and growth in your business, you don't have a business. You actually have created a company that is controlling your life and sucking your time. And you're only going to be able to pull that off for so long before it really starts dimming your light. It starts zapping your energy. And then you're going to even repel more abundance. So we've got to get this fixed. So inside my mastermind, you get clear strategy. We're going to have we have a full session, a training session all together. So there's 15, I'm taking a max of 15 entrepreneurs in here. So you get a specific training, and that's one time a month. And that is very clear execution. So you know exactly how to do this. And even long after the mastermind is over, years after it's over, you can rinse and repeat what I've taught you, and it will without a doubt work. Then the second session in the month is us masterminding each other's businesses. So refining and tweaking offers, repackaging them, helping you see where you can offer stack, creative brainstorming on titles, different things you can do, holes in your business that need to be filled. And there's so much more. But the real point is we're going after the millions. This is how you're structured to do that. At the end of the 6-month mastermind, we get together for a 2-day live in-person luxury experience that will, without a doubt, be the most fun you've had in a really long time, which, what do I always say? The more fun we have, the more money we make. If you're not having fun while building and growing and scaling your business, you're repelling abundance. And so wild fun, while I'm teaching you the proven things and the strategies and techniques, is imperative. Fun first, and then the cash follows. So the details are on the page. The applications are closing soon. We are almost 75% full now. So go and check it out and see. And if you're like, you know what, I'm not a group person, Tiff, like at least right now, I feel like I need just you one-on-one customized help with all the things, with my business, my money mindset, all of that. I have opened my end of summer, early fall 2-month private business coaching program. I've opened those applications early. Now I only can take 6 private clients at a time. So these fill up really quickly. I open them early because I know a lot of you are needing that help right now. And you're really at that point of, okay, I've got to do this thing. I've got to go big. I'm not like giving you some like $197 course. You don't need that shit. You really don't. Your ego will tell you that's what you need and this will be the answer. And then you know what? You end up either not following through and completing it, or you don't have the accountability to execute on even the stuff you learned in there, even if the stuff was great. And then that puts you in a shame cycle in of itself of, see, I couldn't even finish that, and I spent that money, and I can't now invest in something else until I finish the first thing. And now you've worked yourself into a cage again. This is long overdue for you to hear this. You've been burning a ton of mental energy and resistance lately. You want to create a different life, generate a new level of income, and open up a wide array of options for yourself and your loved ones. Yet your actions don't fully match your desired outcome when you're really being honest with yourself. Now, sometimes your mind will trick you into believing you're doing all the things and nothing is working at the level you want it to or as fast as you would like, but your higher self knows that it's bullshit. Seriously, I complained for 8 years how exhausted and mentally drained I was, yet I still didn't take the actions to move in a different direction, like the big, scary actions. And you know what? There is only one thing more painful than watching other people go for it and live out the lifestyle that you so badly crave. And that'd be knowing you never fully went for it. Knowing you only gave it half measures and wondered what would have happened if you just taken the risk, if you just did the thing, if you just invested your time, energy, and money and went for it and committed. That's what made me finally start ProjectME. Remember, I had this damn idea, concept, everything for 10 years. And I was in this resistance instead of just going for it. I built up a whole case in my head of how much time and energy and money it's going to cost me to do this. And do I really want to do it? And it's going to maybe impact my health, which I was still working on getting back to a great level because I burned myself out, how I was operating my other business, trading all my time for money and having not enough passive income things in place and people in place to help me. And I was like, I don't want to end up in that spot again, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I had so many stories, and before you knew it, 1 month turned into 6 months, 6 months turned into a year turned to 5, and then into 10. And what finally got me to rip off the Band-Aid is I was like, oh my God, that 10-year mark. I was like, holy shit, how did 10 years go by? This is wild. And I was like, wow. And would I have that regret of wondering what if? Absolutely, I would. And that's a terrible feeling. And I was also tired of sitting on the sidelines, watching everyone else do it, watching all these people do it. And I'm over here sitting on the side, wishing that was me in the stage, me in the arena, me doing the thing. I wasn't being the star of my own show. I was playing small and being like that supported actor role, right? It felt safer. It felt less risky. Of course it does. But if you want big things, if you want the option, if you want millionaire status, you got to go for that leading role. And if you are completely, genuinely happy, fulfilled, and satisfied as the supporting actor in your life, there's nothing wrong with that either. But I don't think you are. I don't think you are. I think sometimes you try to convince yourself you are, and that's just a form of settling. Stop trying to have it both ways. Feeling comfortable while achieving life-changing success is impossible. It really is. And it'll keep wasting time that you can never reclaim. You know, that 10 years I wasted. But you know what? I see it. That happened because now it's my duty to mentor you and coach you, to encourage you and empower you to not let another week, another month, another year go by without living a life you aren't wildly fulfilled by. It's time to say yes to you. No one else is going to do it for you. I know you have people in your life that's like, you should do it. You should write the book. You should start the business. You're so great at this. I know you can do it. I had people in my life telling me that too. And none of it matters if we're not saying yes to ourselves. Say yes to the life you fantasize about. Say yes to it. What is it getting you by continuing to take your foot off the gas and coast? To continue saying, now's not the right time, I'll do it when. It's never going to be a great time. There's shit that comes up all the time. You can ask any person, billionaires, multimillionaires, anyone, if they're being honest with you. Is it convenient? No, of course it's not convenient. There's a lot of things that aren't convenient about life and success. Those of you who have children, is there ever a perfect time to have kids? No, there's always something that comes up. That's just how it is. And it's also what happens. The universe tests us. God tests us. How bad do you really want this? And if you don't show up regardless in the best way you can, I know I'm not exactly at my best today. Hello, I'm recording this in my podcast studio, my Calabasas house, and I'm freaking crying. I'm not at my best today, but I'm trusting that's more than enough. I'm showing up and that is enough. And when we show up, that's the action. Not trying. Trying's not an action. That's your brain manipulating you. Willingness, that's nice. Also not an action. Also not a profitable business plan. What are you actively doing? I am actively showing up regardless today for myself. I actively am investing in coaches and people to best support me so that I can best support you and so that I can help more people and bring in more millions and do all the things that I want to do. But trying's not an action. Being willing is not an action. What are you actually doing? Are you swiping up and applying to be in my mastermind or to apply to work with me in my famous 2-month private business coaching program? If you do both, which there's several people who are, I will honor the pre-launch pricing, which is $3,000 off. So if you decide to do both, or if you're a former or current private client of mine and you want to do the mastermind, I will also honor the pre-launch pricing of $3,000 off as well. This is the time. It is. Your nervous system is resisting it. But being in resistance, you are then resisting the abundance. Do you see what I'm saying? When we're in action, when we're moving forward, then we are basically unclogging the pipe so the abundance can come in. But staying in resistance, that's kind of entitlement, right? I don't want to have to do the scary thing. I don't want to have to invest the money. I don't want to have to put myself out there. I don't want to have to show up when I'm unmotivated, feeling unfulfilled, in a peak ADHD moment. I'm fighting with my partner. I'm in a mood. Then why should the universe show up at some magical level for you? It's going to be co-created by God and co-created by the universe, matching your energy and your actions and you going all in and you showing up regardless as the best you can at any given day. It doesn't mean you have to be this high vibe, super caffeinated, on top of it, focused, productive person. If that was the case, I'd be living in a tent. You forget because you listen to me and you probably you watch my stuff on Instagram, you read my emails, which you should, because my emails that I send that are part of my Secret Posse Weekly Digest, that's exclusive content in there that is sharing with you stories and exercises and quick shifts to get you back into an abundant state designed for you to read in less than 30 seconds. So if you're not on that list, that link is also in the show notes. It's completely free. ProjectMeWithTiffany.com/secret posse. And you can keep taking free actions. I don't mind you taking free actions, but don't take free and low cost actions alone. And you can sit here and go, well, that's self-serving because you want people to work with you. You're damn fucking right. I want you to work with me because I know what is going to happen for you on the other side. You work with me to get the results. That's why you work with me. You work with me to get the support you needed. You work with me to fill the holes in your business that either you see and don't know how to fill or you don't see because you're too in the weeds with it. The holes in your money mindset. I can do one quick tweak with you and something that you couldn't have seen that'll 100 times even back your investment in working with me. You keep going for the small stuff, the cheap stuff, the toe dipping stuff. What are you telling the universe? I'm taking toe dipping actions. I'm taking toe dipping risk. I'm taking, doing toe dipping tasks and toe dipping effort. The universe is going to match you with that effort and that abundance. And that's the problem. That's why you have a clog. And some of you are clogged at $250,000 a year. Some of you are clogged at Broketown, USA. Some of you are clogged at $100,000 a year. I've recently was working with someone who is clogged at $2 million a year. It's all relative because everyone's at a different stage in their journey. That's why in my private program, I have a separate program it's the same application, but for people starting from scratch at zero. And then there's a different program once you're already in the multiple hundreds of thousands to scale to millionaire status. But what energy would you like the universe, would you like God to match you at? But you've got to do it. Otherwise, it's entitlement. I want what I say I want. I'm fantasizing about this. I want this lifestyle. I want this option. I want to be able to have multiple homes like Tiffany and be able to just book a flight that same week and not worry that I just spent $2,000 to get a first class ticket And I didn't want to use my points. And I wanted to go this week, and I didn't book in advance. And so what? And go at any time, work from anywhere, and not be killing yourself working, actually enjoying it. Even though I'm deeply emotional today, I'm honored to be here with you. I'm thrilled to be here with you. If I had a desk job, what would I do? I would have to call in, use my PTO. If I had a business how I ran my first business and started my first business, I would be screwed. I would have to stuff my feelings today, and I would have to just stuff them down and buckle up and put my head down and be freaking miserable, and then end the day being exhausted and wiped and haven't had the time or space or freedom to process my grief. That's not a way to live. That's what causes health problems. That's what causes burnout. That's what causes sickness. That's what causes divorces. That's what causes the overwhelm spin in our brains. Recommit to yourself right now. I want you to take a screenshot of this episode, and then I'll know you've recommitted. I'll also know if you've applied for either or both of my programs as well. But show that you've recommitted. Take a screenshot, share it on Instagram and or Facebook stories. Tag me at ProjectME with Tiffany. I'm doing something really cool. You leave a written 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and or Spotify, because you can leave reviews on Spotify now. Take a screenshot of it, obviously submit it. Make sure you put your name or your Instagram handle inside the review. And if you don't want to put your last name, that's okay. Just put a last initial. Then all you have to do is you can email me or you can DM me the screenshot on Instagram at ProjectME with Tiffany, and you're going to get a special surprise. And it's an abundant surprise. And none of my shit's basic. You're going to get something that you're going to go, oh my God. And it's not, here's my checklist of 10 things you need to do to be more productive. It's not, we don't do that shit over here. Nothing I do is basic, but I want to honor you and acknowledge you for sharing your appreciation of the show, and for that reciprocity of abundance to go back and forth. You're giving abundance to me in acknowledgement and gratitude and taking 30 seconds of time to do the thing. And then I am meeting that. I have an energy that's meeting that with gifting you with something. And I want you to see what happens. It's a beautiful exchange that you should be doing in your communities as well. Wishing you great health, wealth, and worth as always. Love you. If you enjoyed this podcast, please write a 5-star review on iTunes. Not only will this make me super happy, but it will allow more listeners to find our special show. Simply help me help others.